Hi everyone, I'm Jim Gray, the CEO of iRecover Treatment Centers and Behavioral Health Clinics. Welcome to our STEP series. I'm going to be breaking down the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, talk about the iRecover program and how we do it, and tell you some of my own personal stories and suggestions. And when you're sitting in treatment and you're getting clean and sober and watching these videos, and you're starting to perhaps struggle with the action of a program, remember where you come from. Remember, you wanted to change your life. And of course, remember who phoned who. Hi everyone, I'm Jim Gray, the owner of iRecover, and this is video 10 of our video series, our educational series. One day at a time is a slogan we hear a lot in treatment and in the fellowships. There are many of these truths that are words to live by, but none so important as one day at a time and easy does it. Some of the questions the alcoholic will ask is, he'll say, I want sobriety, but I want it now. Well, we can't do that. That's how we lived our past life. You know, we can't have everything our way and we can't have it all now. If we had slowed down when we're out there drinking, we wouldn't have got into the trouble we got. So if you come here and you want to keep things the same, then you're not going to get this. You have to slow down and let things come to you. Then they'll ask, will I ever stay sober? Well, how the hell do I know if you'll ever stay sober? But I tell you, I stayed sober, and the way I stayed sober was going through the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, listening to counselors, listening to other people. So will you get sober? That's completely up to you. But can you get sober? Of course you can. Of course, the alcoholic always has debts. Some of them are cash debts, some of them are other debts. You know, promise made is a debt unpaid. And that's a problem with the alcoholic. He'll always make all these promises and never do anything. And those are the debts. Will you clear your debts? Of course you can. We're going to show you how, you know, with the 12 steps, if you follow them, you'll clear up all your debts. Not just financial, but all your debts. We'll teach you a way of doing it if you work the steps. Another one they'll ask is, will my family ever love me again? Of course your family loves you. You know, it's always the people closest to us that we hurt the most. But they're the only ones that put up with us for years and years and years. They put up with all that bullshit. They're not going to abandon you at this point, especially now that you're changing. And if you can change and get out of self-centeredness and worry about other people, your family will love you. They love you now, never mind will they love you again. They'll also ask, can I regain my self-respect? Well, of course you can. You know, you're so, not you as much as me, is so self-centered. You know, I think, oh, people think this of me or that of me, but the truth is, if I go out there on a day-to-day basis and I do things as I should be doing them, if I do the right things, of course my self-respect will come back. You know, it's not whether other people respect me, it's your self-respect you're asking about. And your self-respect will come back to you when you'll see it through eyes of other people. Holy cow, that person's accepting me who I am. That's how you get your self-respect back. Then they always ask, will I ever stop causing pain? Well, maybe, maybe not. That's up to you. But I think you can. Simply by changing and not putting yourself first, putting other people first. Of course, all of a sudden, the pain you inflict on other people, because the main pain you inflict on people is that pain of, you know, where you leave your children, you leave your wife, you do all that stuff. That's the pain. But you can stop causing pain just by being a better person. You know, and this is where easy does it comes into play. You know, if you live a life, slow down a bit, because the alcoholic wants to go like a bat out of hell, and then when he gets there, he doesn't know anything. So if you go slow down. Slow is better. It's important to note that an alcoholic trying to get sober by himself and fails will expect failure when it comes to the questions that we talked about. To achieve any of our goals, we must prepare before we start. We must prepare. An alcoholic doesn't like getting ready to do stuff. He just wants to do it. The alcoholic wants to become a golfer and wants to be Tiger Woods in a day. And that's just how we think. He's willing to spend the money on things, but not put the effort into it. Buy the best golf clubs, but you won't learn how to use them. But that's a typical alcoholic. The alcoholic is prone to get frustrated with working at a goal and tends to quit without seeing it through. We'll get halfway there, say, oh, that's it. So what is one day at a time? And how can we achieve goals and not give up? It's a manageable chunk of time that you can get through without giving up halfway through. And that's our problem, we give up halfway through. Preparing for the day, each day needs to be planned and executed. Break big goals down into small manageable chunks that can be done today, and it ends up as a bigger goal in the end. For instance, to achieve 20-year sobriety, I'll work towards it by achieving today's goal, not by drinking today. But an alcoholic, he wants that 20-year sobriety without finishing today. Don't do that. Let's talk about SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. In order to prepare for achieving a goal must comply with the following requirements. S, be specific. M, be measurable. A, be achievable. R, be realistic. And of course, T, you've got to be able to do it in the time that you have. So an example of a specific goal might be, I want to become a journalist. So, is it measurable? Yeah, I can measure this goal by knowing it's achieved when I get my qualification in journalism. Is it achievable? I have the mental capacity and the means to go to school, so of course it's achievable. Realistic, is it realistic? Well, my local college offers the courses, and I'll take one course per semester that I can manage effectively. So how about the time? Well, it's time-bound. In 4 years' time, I would like to be qualified. Today, I'll pick up a brochure, and tomorrow I'll register for the course. In regards to sobriety, a SMART goal each day can simply be, I will not take a drink or I will not do drugs today. That's a very achievable thing. So any of this stuff, we talk about the SMART requirements. It's pretty simple if we look at it. But what we have to do is to slow down. Because, they say Rome wasn't built in a day. And that's a true statement. And the reason they say that is because Rome was built over many days. Where if you go one day at a time, you will build your way to Rome. In early sobriety, and that's what most of you guys are, this is a big lesson to me, to slow down. My wife had left me and took my children, but during that whole process, I had signed a court order saying I wouldn't see my kids for 21 days. I didn't even realize I signed it. Of course, I was drunk, but regardless of that, I had to, right from the get-go, slow down. I wanted to see my kids. I'm like the rest of you. I'm impatient with stuff, but I needed to slow down. And that was one of the best lessons to me. I slowed down. I'd go to meetings. I'd talk to people. I'd get through this. And finally, the 21 days or whatever it was ended. And afterwards, because of that success in that early sobriety, I managed to get my children back. Within a year, I have my children, and they've been with me ever since. So whenever I think about slowing down, I remember I had to do that. And so I know it's achievable. I know you can do it. You just have to think, what's my priority today? What's my bigger vision? But what's my priority for today to achieve that bigger vision? So that's how I've got my children back. I did exactly what I was told. This one day at a time, easy does it, slow down, having that great goal, but doing it one day at a time, doing small increments until you can achieve that bigger thing. So today I'm going to do one day at a time. I'm going to Remember that easy does it. Remember that comment smart. I want to thank you all for joining me in this video 10, and I'll see you down the road in video 11.